Oh, oh.
Etzli.
There's the little rebel prince.
Etzli!
Over there! Get her!
Damn it! Get out of the way!
Nee, combattimenti. Oh, vieni vaganti.
Fucker. Spinne.
Hey Laura, if you can, head back. Uchu has something he wants to ask you. I think it's a favor.
Okay, I'll make my way back as soon as I can.
Ich will bewaffnet wieder sein, Mann. Was können wir machen?
Mahakwal junto la luz. Hachmegen palalop.
Is something wrong?
Eh? Ah, be. Yambash mauts janili. Sansa malhatsbe leken likikine. Yanal dushkin kash tik tulakal.
You said something about an alooch.
Ay, ma beshantech. Mahakwayan alushe. Letimegen palalobo. Uts tutan utopikenov.
You could block the entry, then they couldn't get in.
Tinwota kimbeter. Malelalito yilabishu yokolobe. Una himbintan shel tu ushkachtal.
Hm? Was denn? Das ist eine Wohnung mit einer fucking Höhle hinten dran?
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Ich hab bestimmt mehr Waffen wieder einsetzen. Wer weiß, wer weiß.
The people of the Andes have been perfecting the art of weaving for thousands of years. This chuspas is a wonderful example.
Holy shit,
Woven
das
of
war wirklich gut.
llama or alpaca hair and traditionally used to carry cocoa leaves, it clearly highlights the weaver's skill. Beautiful.
Riecht ziemlich geil. So ist einfach nur zu nähen, ey. Okay.
Shanka Shikech, Hetzekatuku.
It's difficult to make out. People settled between two rivers. They weren't alone. However, these outsiders don't appear dangerous.
Ah, okay.
Amaru returned for his brother's funeral, inconsolable during the burial and immovable after. The next day, however, he cut swiftly through the city. He unmasked the cult's leader, exposing them as outsiders. It is time for the people of Paititi to take control of their city, he said, holding a decapitated head in one hand and the bloody knife in the other. No longer will we bow to outsiders.
Oh yes.
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured. Hi, hello.
Bashkupak talek beltik tawolal. Malo.
Und ja. Schade.
Kasep sunakech.
Ah, easy, da ist es schon. Leveln und looten.
Hinhach yabimah kach elepulo. Tana gualik tene kuntul kool el octintana katupaj impulo yeten in etant imbético.
Wahrscheinlich war ich das. Sorry.
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Eddie.
Ne?
Born to famine, raised in rebellion, orphaned but never alone, he rises as the sun.
Ina alike, wakim bashal taktuno, leuwakai, letushku lubu lehau, yanukushil. Tumen kutultike, hach sak pensil yetel, matunatike, yabash kichkelen, yan ichil.
Ist der Wasserfall? Schau mal. Page from the journal of T.S. Serrano.
30th of November, 1603.
Ah,
With a local man as a guide, Lopez, the soldiers, and I set out from the city before first light. Just as well, as a terrible flu began to spread through the population. Lopez is convinced his artifact does not lie in the city itself, but somewhere just outside. I asked if it was not somewhat hypocritical to enlist the help of those loathsome people. Do not loathe them, he said, any more than you would these molosses. They are all creations of the Lord our God, as are we. I told him I was stunned to hear him speak in this fashion, but he took my hands and we prayed. The energy of his faith ran from him to me, until I felt the chains of doubt fall from my heart.
God damn. Lasst mich nicht sofort von allem überzeugen, Leute.
Unaratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Werde ich auch tun.
Tunawil, mawau nachtan, umeyak tiktak jetelunai. Vale, tukatin tanu jili, ushoki le nocturni chobo. Una berla tu kushile, bejili le tio. Inai kujalike, jok salvash, uch titintaya. Tintaya? Mashi. Uyash palil, juntul ish otzil. Kujalale, maunak inzik balon, joksali. Vale, unuratu, kutanik ishik, tijuntuil. Lenukuch makobo, chokahupolo.
Dieses Messer ist eine absolut essentielle Investition. Yes, good. Good.
The Inca use a combination of freeze-drying and salt to preserve just about anything edible. Charqui and chunos are basically meat and potatoes. Delicious.
Sieht gut aus, tatsächlich.
Unaratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Kabella Kubimbal Winnik Ichil, una tobe. Taktubelil, aquí quitanesh. Saeston nupachtalil. Oyantal yabas ishim. Yetel papas. Kai yetel bak. Yesu payalchi. Apalales. Yetel siesh ton nulak. Habil kustal yetel senutzil. Kabella Kubimbal Winnik Ichil, una tobe. Taktubelil, aquí quitanesh. Saeston nupachtalil. Oyantal yabas ishim. Yetel papas. Kai yetel bak. Yesu payalchi. Apalales. Yetel siesh ton nulak. Habil kustal yetel senutzil.
This describes something nearby. A lone sentry stands guard over me and his harvest.
Lone Sentry. Das ist er. Das hier, aber dann... Soll er hier sein?
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Ja, das ist aber noch eine vorgeschaltet. Ich bin dumm. Nee, doch
This will be
nicht.
useful.
Basil kamoli kikelo, jetel le mate chokupastal inbetiktech, levon lelen chakhach, utska wicho chanchu.
Impossible. I can't carry anymore.
So,
Sok, guau chukokta lupol letanquele mobo, tinguilaj mejen palal tanusitop bei cabras, teichi lukashi le cajó, tukimesajenob yetel hasajol, que shi wat sokuman, uyajile gela, lok bayan,
Not quite yet, I'm afraid.
hach mabello, valeyana betik, gel vishle mejen palaloba, gelili unakal, yolov tijel bashak, tuyilajop te canalo.
ab wo?
Tinatilie, kushul makech.
Schoko. Maka.
Guck mal da. Hier oder dann hier unten, ja, habe ich auch gesehen, keine Sorge.
Titi.
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Yes, we have to do this, but... Nice. Legend of El Dorado. Oh,
This
baby.
Spanish document relates one of the many stories of El Dorado, the Golden One. When the first Spanish exploration ships returned home with their holds full of gold, the news spread like wildfire, and the stories got more extravagant with each retelling. Rumors of the Golden City gave birth to countless expeditions to the New World.
Mhm. Klingt nach einer... macht wirklich Sinn. So. Jetzt setzen wir unser Ziel. Dorthin. Sieht cool aus alles. So viel Detail. Oh, ich hätte einfach hier leider auch gehen können. Was hat jetzt? Hier ist das und das. Dokument liegt. Was? Weit unterhalb? Oh nein.
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Ve voir.
Nein. Okay, ich glaube. Ich muss kurz liegen bleiben. Okay.
Unuratu must be
Das habe ich jetzt
worried
gefehlt
about
gerade.
Etzli.
Ah,
I
ärgerlich.
have to tell her he's been captured.
Den Sprung muss ich auch noch machen direkt. Das ist leider so. Ja, Moment, habe ich die grüne Sprache verbessert? Ich glaube schon. Ne, das war da drüben. Ne, grüne Sprache ist auch nicht besser. Oder?
Can't figure out the dialect. I must be missing something.
Ja, danke Spiel. Aber wie gesagt, danke wirklich danke. Probiert immer hilfreich zu sein, das Spiel. Es probiert immer hilfreich zu sein. Okay, warum auch immer es nicht klappt, ich weiß es nicht. Weitere Versuche werden erst später unternommen. Ein Versuch noch.
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been captured.
Das stimmt. God damn it! Ich gebe nicht auf. Ich gebe nicht auf. Ich mach das jetzt. Das war wirklich der letzte Versuch. Mann. Ja, Leute, hallo. Ich schwimme ein paar Runden. Alles Fitnesssache. Knappe 13 Stunden müssten es jetzt sein, die ich das Spiel heute zocke. Es ist leicht krank. Leicht, ja, ganz leicht krank. Gibt's nicht. Ey, es reicht jetzt. Main Quest. Ja, wirklich Main Quest. So schön. Immer noch kein Dietrich und alles, also ganz ehrlich ist. Alle Optionen offen.
Unuratu must be worried about Etzli. I have to tell her he's been
Ja,
captured.
ich weiß. Schon nicht so.
Mesoamerican people use this stone as a tool for processing grain and seeds.
Okay. Ja, als Auflagefläche. Das Mörserbrett nenne ich es einfach mal.
Unuratu! Etzli's been captured.
I know. They're holding him at the barracks. We're working on a plan to release him.
I
Mach
tried
ich.
to get to him, I'm sorry.
He's a warrior. What's that? This is a key. It looks like it belonged to the mountain temple. It is adjacent to where they're holding him. Is the box of eggshell connected to the barracks? Is that why the cult occupied the temple? It's heavily guarded. When we go in, it has to be subtle, silent.
Is there a back way?
There was one by the salt mine, but it has deteriorated. It's treacherous.
I might be able to manage it.
Perhaps. You did survive the sacrificial pit. I haven't been back inside since I was a child. But from what I can remember, the barracks are within an inner stronghold.
If I can get in through the back way, I can clear a path and let you in. We will free Etzli, then go find the box.
I'll take care of my son. You go after the box.
Alright. Darf ich mich jetzt umziehen? Darf ich jetzt mal umsehen oder irgendwas?
keep a low profile.
I would go. Only I can't abandon my post here, and time is running short. It would mean a lot to Queen Unuratu and the rebellion.
Na Jungs,
What are we doing here? I never wanted this to happen. Now Etzli.
nein,
What are we doing here? I never wa-
nein. Oh, seit wann ist denn das unterbrochen?
What are we doing here? I never wanted this to happen. Now Etzli's been captured.
Etzli's a strong kid.
Yeah, he's a warrior. I know. I still hate this. I hope he's okay.
Me too. Luchu's confident they can get him out.
Gut. 3 Stück haben wir. Was? Nice. Ich glaube, Pumas Charge ist nee, hier. Rosas Wit. Gern. Oh, Leute.
Bravo. 29th of November, 1603. After dinner, Lopez left the city. I followed, worried he might not return. I found him standing by the riverbank, lips moving as though in prayer. Not wishing to disturb him, I waited. His communion with God must have lasted through the night, and I regret to admit I fell asleep, for the next thing I knew, Lopez stood smiling serenely over me, the morning sun behind him, creating a halo. He helped me to my feet and clasped me in a strong embrace. Truilos, I know where to find the artifact, he whispered in my ear.
Die?
Uchu and I were talking, and, well...
Uchu, what's on your mind?
The day of Etzli's coronation is approaching. Soon he will be a man and take the first steps towards becoming Paititi's future king.
That sounds like a day to look forward to.
It's the hope for that day that keeps a lot of us fighting Amaru and his cult.
Sometimes we all need to remember what we're fighting for. Is there something I can help you with?
When Etzli's father Sairi died, Unuratu bestowed the honor of surrogate father onto me. One of my duties is to gather 3 sacred items for the ceremony.
But with all that's happening right now, you aren't able to. What are these items?
They are the Savior's amulet, the champion's bow, and the king's horn. Each a blessing from the ancestors of the future king.
Tell me what you need, and I'll see what I can do.
I already have men retrieving the amulet and bow.
Okay.
If you could find Kabil, the instrument maker, and get the king's horn from him, you would be doing us a great favor. He's been difficult. I sent 2 men and both have failed. Perhaps you could talk to his wife.
I think I can manage that.
Be mindful. Kabil can be prickly sometimes, but Abra, his wife, has a way of dulling his edges. Thank you again, Lara. This means so much to the future of Paititi.
Und Jonah, du bleibst hier sitzen und okay. Nur aus purer Neugier. Ich jetzt sage, einfach nur aus Spaß. Ich möchte hierhin faststellen. Kann ich hier wieder schießen? Mit Schusswaffen oder was sind jetzt die Fakten? Ja, hier geht's wieder, ne? Ich hab nichts abgehen. Damit! Damit! Der ist halt mega schnell und der ist halt absolut. Das sind alle mega. Huck auf Huck ist stark. So, was? Go, let's go, let's go. Die Schussreflexe kommen wieder hoch. Erschießen, erschießen, na, 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 erschießen, 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 na, 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 na. Ups. Was ist mit mir los?
Jonah, I think I'm close to the mine entrance.
Uchu says it's at the edge of the mountain. He sent a rebel ahead to open it.
Thanks. I'm not sure. The dialect is familiar, but something's not right.
Ah, schade. Das wäre cool, wenn das jetzt reicht. Nein, falscher Dialekt.
These ceremonial ceramic jars are used to store corn beer or chicha. The bottom of these apu are usually pointed to aid when pouring into smaller serving containers. Here it is.
Okay.
I'll need to be careful.
Oh, was geht jetzt ab? Na, endlich.
Kugelani, tulakal tuushan, telumo, teiko, taktejao kawujik, bei, tanukimil yungin, mushantal, yanusatal liyokol kaba, masahabit.
I'm in.
Unuratu just left with Hakan. She'll be ready when you open the gate.
Sehr gut. Das war schön und jetzt erstmal eine kurze Pause wieder für mich. Es sind jetzt 13, 14 Stunden im Stück, irgendwas in der Richtung. Leute, 6 Uhr, bis bald. Ihr wisst, es läuft.